Are you boys ready for the Raw Down? It is time to get raw. It is time to get down. It is time for the Raw Down, the #1 source for all things WWE right here at the Turnbuckle Tavern. I am your host, Young Anthony of the Titantron, and I am joined with my co-hosts. First, the MVP, Marco of the Chick Foley Show and Open Mic. Marco, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you, young Anthony?
I'm good. College classes are over. I'm chilling. I'm
Nice.
doing
School's out for summer.
but we got nothing on the Guys Ain't Girl. That was on Guitar Hero 3. That's the only reason why I know
Oh
that.
my
Here we
god.
go. Here we go. Good
And I am
Lord.
joined by the only Raw Down champion who's cutting and strutting. It's J-Bone from Coming Down the Aisle. How you doing, bud?
Oh, Jimmy Dale J-Bone is getting the body rolls rolling.
Oh my god.
Close the episode.
Hey, Will Hobbs is a fan of. He's a big Jimmy Del Rey fan.
Who isn't?
You know, well, that's a good point.
Dude got moves.
He's got moves like he just left Applebee's, baby.
Folks, we've got a jam-packed episode of the Raw Down for you here tonight. No Jimmy Del Rey topics, thankfully.
Damn it.
Not thankfully. We got Backlash to talk about. We've got the World Heavyweight Championship tournament is underway, so we're gonna, I guess, give our predictions about the foreseeable future on that. But before anything, we do have to address some important business. So let's just get it out of the way.
And now, the RAWDOWN presents the crowning ceremony for the RAWDOWN Championship.
The recognized symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
Thank you to Jimmy Del Rey's wife for that wonderful intro.
Oh my god.
And still Raw Down champion. Now, this was actually a huge deal, right? Because we didn't bring this up last week, but remember at WrestleMania, after WrestleMania, also said I was going to put this on the line as well, too. And it's staying with me, baby.
That's very true, too.
That is true.
And also, the points were 9-6 to 6. So that makes me not only the Raw Down champion, but it also makes me Mr. Backlash. Hey, there's nothing you can say. And that makes you two bozos.
But I'm not good enough to call Backlash.
Damn it.
Fucking ridiculous.
Should never. That was a stupid idea. I wonder who came up with that. Who came up with that?
The floor with you two morons. I am still your Raw Down champion, and I will be your forever Raw Down champion. God, man, thanks to the Bloodline. The Bloodline really helped me out with that.
Yeah.
Also,
True.
Bad Bunny's shopping cart of weapons. Now he did use all those weapons.
Second I saw those weapons, I was like, oh, well, there's a point.
That's it. Oh,
Before we go
man.
any further, we do have some commenters.
Yes.
Tyson is here for the first time, and since a lot of those free agents.
He's
came
a
in.
great guy. Hey, Tyson's he's my right hand man. Okay.
Thank you, Tyson, for joining us. I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Paul Ellering says that someone has a high-pitched hum. So here's what we're going to do. All right. Everyone is going to take turns muting their mic, and whoever has the high-pitched hum, we're going to berate them. All right?
All right.
So I'll start with me. I'm going to mute my mic. Let me know if you hear a high-pitched noise. All right. So it's not me. J-Bone, let's go with you next. Mute your mic. No. All right. I still hear it. All right. All right. Marco, mute your mic. Let's see.
Still hear it.
Uh-oh.
Well, there's some frequency issues. Whatever.
Whatever.
Ball Ring also says, have a good show.
Thank
And,
you. Thank you.
And he also says Bad Bunny better than most celebrities, which I'm sure we'll get into that.
I'm sure we're going to get into that.
And-
And the Broadcast Podcast. Thank
Yeah.
you for joining us, Broadcast Podcast.
What a bunch of bros over there at the Broadcast Podcast.
Bro. All right. Anything else you would like to say, champ, before we get into the show review?
I mean, I'm just the champ. Just kiss the ring. Actually, good, kiss the ring.
Whatever. So the next time you'll be defending that championship is in 2 or 3 weeks at Night of Champions. So
I'm ready. Bring
you
it
better
on.
get those world heavyweight title predictions going, because I'm coming for that title.
Hey, I still have this too, so we can predict all we want, baby.
Regardless, let's get into some Backlash. Great show, I think, right off the bat. Before we get into any, breaking down the matches, I think it's without question that this has to be one of the best crowds for a WWE event in a long, long time.
It was Puerto Rican Stampede.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you a crowd in recent history, even in the U.S., that have been as good as the Puerto Rico crowd was.
Whenever that Champea played, oh my god,
Yeah.
Oh my god,
it was nuts.
The whole crowd singing in unison.
I will say this just right off the bat though, real quick. Got to be my my devil advocate side here. As great as that crowd was, and it was great, and it definitely helped deliver a fantastic night of wrestling. Imagine how great it would be if they just pumped a little bit of story to some of these matches. We had, then there was story, obviously with the Bad Bunny and Damian Priest is actually a really good story there. Bloodline, Cody, and I think Anthony's frozen, by the way.
Yeah, he is.
He's probably the one with the buzzing sound, probably. Anyways, just imagine like how great a night of wrestling it would have been. Had they. Oh,
he's gone. We lost him. We lost him. He's out.
He's out. We'll go to 2-man here for a short bit. You'll be young Anthony for a second. Anyways, just imagine how what a great night of wrestling would be with this story. What do you think about that, Marco?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm assuming you're talking about like obviously OMOS and Seth Rollins wasn't really much of a story there. You can kind of say EO and Bianca have story because of the whole, damage control and Bianca. A little bit of story there, not much, but like, there is something there, we'll say. Not enough to like, the match was incredible though. You can't, as much as there wasn't a storyline in there, that crowd was way behind EO, so I mean, they were all for her. What other matches were there? I think that was it, right?
Well, and there
as far as like storyline matches. RHEA and
yeah, but there was no really story with that.
No, that's what I meant. There was no story there. That's what I was gonna get to.
Yeah,
those two, the two
Seth and OMOS,
matches.
there was no story with that.
No, but it was so better than like it was a good match.
It was
Seth made
good.
it work, dude.
It was good. Is Anthony?
He is
out?
messaging us right now. Let's see. His holler net.
Holler net is down.
Yeah.
Man.
His holler net and his hummingbird sound over there.
Yeah. I think that also stopped too.
But yeah, the ladies didn't get the storyline memo. It looked like for their matches, but yeah, I think if those two matches had like something going for them a little bit better, it would have been a little, like you said, that crowd would have been way more into it. But not that they weren't, but
what was it? There was another match, I believe, too, right? Oh, the United States Championship match.
Oh, yes.
Wow. About.
I mean, not really story going into it, but
I literally called that ending. Right.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, that was pretty
like to the T.
Yeah, because they ran back the same finish as the War Games. It's literally the same thing.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, dipshit? You're back.
Fucking HollerNet, man. If you or a loved one is affected by HollerNet, see your local doctor. Like, this thing is awful. Jesus.
Man.
What is it? Not even 10 minutes into the broadcast, I get kicked out.
It's already going crazy.
It's already
So
down
good.
the shooter. All right. What are we
So-
talking about?
We were just trying to we were taking some broad strokes, but let's go. We could go match by match.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it
everything.
before I get disconnected again.
Start off with the opener.
Start off with the opener, Bianca Belair versus Io Sky. I think everyone knew that Bianca going into this was going to retain her title.
Awesome match.
But
It was a good match. Yeah.
what people didn't expect was the very positive reaction by Io. Well, for Io, I should say. Crowd went crazy for her, turned against Bianca practically.
Loved it.
Loved it. And yeah, overall, it was just a really solid match. This match was produced by Tyson Kidd, so you know every just women's match that he produces, it's going to be great. Io really showed out in this one, but overall, Bayley gets involved, costs the match for
Oh,
Io.
did she ever?
Yeah. Cost a match for a lot of us.
It cost the match for Io as Bianca is now 400 days into her Raw Women's Championship reign. Overall, just a really fun match.
Yeah. What I did like about it was the way that Bianca kind of adjusted during the match when the crowd was not in her favor. Kind of just played to it, did what she had to do. She didn't look obviously frustrated or anything like that. Just play to the crowd. That's what you got to do. I didn't get to watch SmackDown, so I'm not sure if it like stemmed. Or I missed that segment when they jumped Bianca. So I'm not sure if like there was like they were cheering for her on SmackDown. So I didn't know where it was coming from. But I just love how they adjusted it. Io was playing to the crowd and stuff like that, and I thought it was awesome. I thought they did it was like ECW one night stand almost. It was like her John Cena moment, pretty much.
Jane Cena.
Jane Cena.
So one thing I've kind of been saying here in between here and coming down the aisle that I kind of feel like Bianca needs to be freshened up a little bit, do this heel move. And I think like kind of like me saying that, and I'm not trying to put my because I'm never in this situation, but like that was like kind of like the underground swell, kind of happening.
Yeah.
And I think we could kind of feel that push coming up a little bit more now. I mean, it could be that Puerto Rico is typically a smart crowd too. They're kind of like the Latin Philadelphia or Chicago. I mean, that's because that's because they grew up in wrestling, around wrestling. And they're a very smart crowd. So maybe that it's a little of that. But I think it's time to do something different with Bianca. I think eventually you're gonna see where people are gonna turn on her in not a good way, be like that Cena, like full on Cena, and you don't really want that, not with her. Especially, if you're trying to, they do a good job. I will give them this. They do a good job even with the heels, still as like a face of the company. I know Bianca is important for that, as being this, face for young girls to look up to. She could still be that and still be like a heel. So, I think they just need something to freshen her up with. So, I don't know. Maybe it's not a heel move. Maybe it's just complete overhaul of the look. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think that the fans would turn on Bianca compared to Cena, just because I think it's different with her. Like, excuse me.
Don't die, dude.
Yeah, I'm trying not to.
Right.
She's a lot more like a very likable person. She has a very likable character. I think she's just naturally like people know that she's like a good person. I feel like it would be hard for them to turn against Bianca, but I do understand what you're saying. Like, I think it would just get stale, and that would lead to people just being like,
Right.
I don't think it would end up people just being like, fuck this, it's awful. I do think you could, give her something different. Turning her heel could obviously benefit just the overall women's division. I mean, we're at the point now where Bianca's almost faced everyone that you would expect her to face as a baby face, I guess, pun intended. Except for, the likes of like Charlotte, Rhea, Ronda. So obviously there are some people that they could still get those matches in. So if they want to keep her babyface and they want her to go against these matches, which I'm sure a lot of people would consider her biggest dream matches that she hasn't had yet, right? Charlotte, Rhea, Ronda. I'm sure I'm forgetting one or two. You need something to kind of give her an edge, give her something. Because if you keep going down this route, people might get tired of it. But I don't think she has to worry about people full on turning. I think this is just an instance in Puerto Rico where it's like Io is a really popular person that people get behind because she is very underrated. Time in NXT, women's champion down there. Like, people really like Io too. So I think it was kind of just like rooting for the underdog in this one. But I don't think you want to portray Bianca as like this juggernaut that like there are heels who are now being portrayed as underdogs and you start rooting for them. That's where I kind of get nervous. Like, you always want to make sure that you're rooting for Bianca, even if it starts to get a little stale.
Well, Bianca's starting to become, all to its purposes, like, New England Patriots.
Yeah.
That and that's where I think that you could she'll get turned on. It's like, okay, like, yep, all right, we get it. Tired, especially if she's gonna be on SmackDown, like you just mentioned, with a weak women's division, and it's just she's gonna be blowing through the same competitors. They got to do something different. They got to freshen it up a little bit.
Yeah, she needs like a edge. She needs an edge to her. I think like a kind of like a little bit of a mean streak.
Right.
So maybe not a full heel turn, but just
I just think you can't have her keep winning. Like, she needs to start taking a few, not losses like losing matches, but like, in a beatdown with, let's say, Damage Control, like this happened on SmackDown.
Yeah.
She comes out, she cuts a promo, Damage Control beats her down, and then here comes Liv and Raquel to save the day. It's like, why don't you go into the pay-per-view with Io having that momentum? Now you have a reason to root for Bianca because there's numbers game. It's like you don't.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff that. We got Acefield in the chat. Happy RAWDOWN Day, everyone. Keep up the great work, dudes. The only definitive source that you need for WWE things right here. If you're watching, leave a like and a comment. Thank you very much. I think that's what it comes down to more of. I think your comparison with the New England Patriots really works. Like, you don't want them to just keep winning. You want a little bit of
adversity,
something, Cutthroat, thank you for joining.
Cutthroat. See, look at this. I'm the RAWDOWN champion, and look at the views we're getting. Look at the comments. People are invested as me as the RAWDOWN champion.
Wow.
Yeah,
that might be he might be right there. He might be proven right.
I draw money, folks. Okay?
But yeah, no, like I was gonna say, the other thing too is we haven't seen a. We have seen face champion in her that hasn't shown any signs of, like you said, just beating everyone. She looks invincible. Like, we haven't seen her like struggle at all against anybody. Or like you said, even getting a beat down every once in a while. Like, it doesn't have to be like in the title. Like, have the Karens come out. Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green.
They're on roll, pal.
Yeah, like even at that time,
brands, pal, brands.
The whole past year, like, they haven't done anything where she seemed like she could lose at any moment. There was no like there wasn't a target on her back, essentially.
I do like the idea of the Karens coming and beat her up, though.
That's
great.
But the thing is, like, when we were watching, like, back in the day, like the good guy champion always had a target. Obviously, that they would win at the end, but during that journey, they're not invincible. They get beat up all the time. They're facing almost near death at some points. Right. So it didn't seem like they booked her in that way. They kind of booked her like Roman, where she was just like invincible at some point. But you can only really do that with a heel. Make them like kind of like steamroll through everybody, not steamroll, but like find ways to win and keep the title on them. With the face champion, you have to be more. They have to work for it,
Right.
Just like Cody's doing essentially with the trying to work his way up to that title. You still have to do the same thing as a face. Now you have the title. Now you still have to fight to keep it. It shouldn't be like I want it.
I think that's definitely the issue here. Is
Yeah.
She's very invincible right now.
Yeah,
like
she shouldn't be. She's a face,
right? She shouldn't be at all.
Vulnerable.
Like, and you look at all of the stories that she's had with this Raw Women's title, and she's had some good storylines. Like when she won it with Becky, there were definitely some moments there. The damage control story has fluctuated. Sometimes it's good, sometimes could care less. But there's not a lot of moments where that Bianca is like down and out, really are hoping that she pulls through. And that's in every story. Like the babyface is always at a moment where, all hope is lost.
Like,
and you just have to go into this match and beat the heel. It's in every story. Hogan and Andre, when he pulls off the cross, make them look weak a little bit.
Yeah.
And you also mentioned just like steamrolling over opponents.
They're bleeding.
There it is.
There
I was waiting for that. You mentioned Bianca just steamrolling opponents. Let her win by like the skin of her teeth. Flash pinfall never hurt. You had Liv doing it for every championship defense that she had as SmackDown Women's Champion. Why can't you do it for Bianca? I think there's a lot of things that you can tweak with Bianca as a face before it's immediately just like turn her heel. Even though it would be good.
And there's not enough steam behind her matches either. Like, and I actually fixed that in the group, like, because she's obviously a great performer. She's maybe top 5 in the company. Performers, if not maybe top 3. You could argue that. Like as far as like in ring people, because she's out there. No matter if there's steam or not, there's some fire matches. Taking point the Becky match from last year at Mania, her matches with Bayley, her matches, her match with Asuka, among others, and then this one right here, it was just complete, it was real fire. So
I guess it's good that you can always, even if it's a bad story for Bianca, like you can always bank on her having a good match.
I don't think the matches are the problem. It's the in between the matches.
Right.
It's the leading up. It's she never looks like she's like in danger of losing her title. Like with Asuka, they could have done a lot more with Asuka.
Yeah, and I think you can change that now that she's on SmackDown. Like obviously Bianca and Charlotte is probably going to be the big feud.
It's got to be SummerSlam, huh?
It has to be.
Like either that or a Night of Champions is coming up. Maybe she faces like she has to face like a Ronda Rousey, like that type of storyline where she gets a shit kicked out of her by Ronda and Shayna every week.
I think I do think actually if they put some steam on it again, you could with this current version of Ronda, you could really garner some sympathy for Bianca.
Yeah.
That could be something that could flip the switch a little bit, actually.
Yeah.
Well, Ronda's on Raw, so that sucks.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, it's true.
Never mind.
Never mind.
Brand split, pal. Brand split.
Well, there won't even be a brand split in 3 months.
Yeah,
anyway, so
it'll
we're
be
fine.
over with anyways. Good talk about Bianca, though. I think there's obviously, like you said, she's top 5 in the company right now.
Hold on, wait.
I think just the way that they're booking her is
in
ridiculous.
2 months.
It's time to shake things up around here.
Yeah.
I mean, they already broke the rules with this with the World Heavyweight Tournament.
Well, we'll get into that.
Rules were made to be broken. Getting to this next match, Omos versus Seth Rollins was the next matchup on the card. And with everything that we talked about of people not looking forward to, even Tyson was saying no one asked for this match. And you're right. Still an entertaining match.
It was entertaining.
Was it Omos's best match?
I think so. We were talking about this on the Chick Foley show. You need two to tango, and you have a guy like Seth Rollins.
You got a guy like.
You get a guy like Seth Rollins. You put him in the ring. You put him in the ring with a broomstick. It'll make a 5-star match out of it. No, but no, hats off to Seth, dude. He made an entertaining match with Omos, and Omos looked like, obviously, Omos can only look how he looks, but he made him look like, it was palatable. It wasn't an awful match. It was pretty much what the Brock Lesnar match was supposed to be in my eyes. Like,
yep,
more entertaining. But that's Seth Rollins. He's proved that he could do a match with anybody just by having that match at Omos and making us interested in it with little to no build for it at all. He made it an interesting match.
Jesus Christ, I think maybe we need a little work there.
Like, what more could you ask for?
No,
like
he was good.
Stuff in the curb stomp. Like, that was pretty, like, there's some cool moments in there, man. I mean, like I said, it was better than what I expected. I thought it was going to be a complete shit show, but
no, it was good. It was a good match. I do think Omos, almost a wrestler. He actually kind of looked like a wrestler though. Like I said, but I mean, like it looks like he's moving better. Like like I don't know. And he was doing. I think Anthony's frozen again. Never mind.
He's not frozen. He's just.
I'm just stone faced.
He's just an awe. It takes. You're so riveting.
He's looking at his RAWDOWN title and he's just
hanging on every word like a Cody ridiculous.
Promo. No, but it looked like he was moving better and he actually was selling really good. You know? So it wasn't bad, but again, there's no steam in the match, and I can't.
Yeah,
it's hard for me to get by.
He added the snake eyes big boot to
his
arsenal. Did you see that?
He did.
But he learned it from Mark.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
What did he do? We actually talked. I think Sheena kind of talked about this on the last week's Chick-fil-A show, where she wishes he did the move from Lord of the Rings. Jesus
Lord
Christ.
of the Rings.
What the hell's the show on HBO? And what the hell's in it? Why can't I think of the name of it?
Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones, yes.
Oh,
the guys on the giant from Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah. I heard you.
Guys like crushes their heads until their eyeball squeeze out. He did that to Seth Rollins.
So you talking about just Crush's move?
Pretty much, yeah.
Great colleague, vice grip.
Going to
Crush. Going to Crush, baby.
I think, like we said, it takes two to tango, and I think the opponent that he had helped him look like a wrestler in the ring.
100%.
They probably got the word that they were doing this match, and Seth probably just said to Omos, like, just make the most out of this.
Let's
you know what I mean?
Dude.
Like, the most random match that you can think of, at least make it entertaining. And, it kind of just goes back to the whole Omos thing. Like, it makes you wonder, another loss, where are they going with this? It's still Omos with MVP. And we didn't see him on Monday, did we? No.
I don't think so.
No.
So, I mean, makes you wonder, what are we doing with him after? Are we keeping him with MVP? Or I think it's really just going to be like when he's needed at a big show that is probably out of the US, because they need special attractions like that.
Yeah.
That's where he's gonna fit in. I wish that you would see him more often, but I guess that kind of showcases that the company puts that faith in him and sees him as that big attraction type star. Because, I mean, his match with Braun did really big numbers in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to see an Omos match at this upcoming Saudi Arabia show. Just going to have to wait and see, I guess. But, I mean, if we're going to get stuff like this out of Omos, definitely a positive thing. But I want to see where we're going with him.
Yeah. But he can't just be a stepping stone,
Yeah.
He really can't. Yeah.
It's okay if he's in the mid card, whatever, but
yeah,
he's not mid card level.
Yeah. 3 big losses now. Like, he needs a win against
he needs a dub.
somebody. Really does.
Let me think about this before I say it.
It's a first.
Walter needs to drop the title at some point. I feel like the Intercontinental title wouldn't be a bad idea to put the strap on Omos. For a little reign.
Okay.
I don't know.
Mind it.
I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I have to think about that a little bit more before I say it, but it's just. an
I
idea that
wouldn't
popped up.
drop. I think Omos needs a title. I wouldn't take Gunther's reign and put it onto
Walter.
Whatever.
Bring
And
back
I
the-
wouldn't take his reign and put it on to Omos. I think he does need a title. If anything, I hit the hot take button for me.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh baby.
Oh no.
Hot takes here. Get your hot takes here.
I know you're gonna think I'm crazy.
Uh-oh. Becky Lynch classes time?
No, just hear me out. Like, I think if you put a title on Omos, you need to go the route of Brock, where Brock is so above the mid-card championship. He never won the Intercontinental title, never won the US title. If you put a title on Omos, he really should be world champion.
Here we go.
I'm just saying, I'm not saying you put the title on Omos. I'm just saying, like, an IC title, a US title, like, would Andre win the IC title?
No.
Okay, you did that with Great Khali, and look what happened. You watered down the World Heavyweight title.
No,
You
you're right,
did
but
nothing
that's,
with
the
Great
Great
Khali.
Khali was not great. Omos, I'm not saying Omos is, the greatest
I mean,
wrestler in the world, but he's
yeah.
definitely more
At least he
mobile.
can. Yeah, he's mobile. At least.
Yeah.
If he can actually move.
I think he's younger than
He's 28.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
he's definitely younger than Khali was
28 years
at world
old.
champion. I'm not
He's-
saying right now, but by the time he's, maybe 3 to 5 years from now, like, and you want to really kind of, it's a way to get back to the overall roots of WWE, right? You put the title on a big guy and have someone take down the giant.
Yeah.
I could totally see, like, this might also be a weird take, but like, to me, Omos versus Braun Breaker for the world title could be a great
God.
program.
It's so away from him. Jesus.
No, but just the dynamic of it. Like,
I
it
get what
has
you're
that
saying.
same feel of just, powerhouse versus giant. You know what I mean? I'm not, you could really put anyone that's just big, strong guy versus Omos.
You know what I can't get out of my head is how the way Great Khali walks is like he just sharded himself and he's trying to get to the bathroom.
like they kind of they I forget. I think someone kind of compared him to Great. I don't compare him to Great Khali at all. Like he can
Me
actually
neither,
move.
not
Like he can bend his
whatsoever.
knees. He can actually his legs work. His upper body works. Like come on, dude. Like he's
That was,
way more agile.
Cutthroat, that was Bobby Lashley. Cutthroat has he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal? Who won it this
Yeah,
year?
no,
Was in a
that was
SmackDown.
Bobby. That was Smooth Bobby.
Yeah,
Smooth Bobby.
Yeah.
Bobby.
Yeah,
Omos
I think,
can sing happy birthday too.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh my god. Any other comments about I know my take is hot, but do you understand what I'm saying? Like, as a giant, it's like, why would you put the title on the IC title on him? He would
Yeah,
rather
he
go for the
needs a
world
big
title.
championship. He needs the.
But you got to build him up, man.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. That's why I'm saying he's young. He's 29 years old. You have a lot of time with him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what he does. Yeah, there he goes. I make a good point. I don't know.
No, I don't think you made a good point. I'm just trying to be nice here.
Regardless, still a good match with Seth. I'm interested to see where we go next with them. Any other comments about this match before we move on?
Nope.
Nope.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Moving on. I'm getting over a bit of a cold, folks, so bear with me here. Moving on to the next match. Austin Theory defeated Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed to retain the U.S. title. This match was 6 minutes and 50 seconds. It did not feel that short.
It ended, like I just said earlier, it ended exactly as I said last
Yeah,
time.
it was 6 minutes and 50 seconds too long. I'll say that.
You nailed the prediction. I didn't think they were going to do it because of how basic it was.
They had to do it. There's no other way to,
that way.
That's
there's
exactly
no
what I
other way
wanted
to do it.
It is move for move, blow for blow, the exact finish.
What other way would they have done it?
Spear to Bronson Reed.
Yeah,
Throw
like what
Lashley
other,
out of the ring.
there's no
Take
other
the
way for
pin.
Austin Theory to retain his title, but that exact
No creativity,
sequence.
just
Yeah, like how is he going to retain? He can't lift obviously Bronson Reed on his shoulders and do his finishing move. He needs help from Bobby Lashley to do his finishing move, and then you take advantage. It's
And,
so
and
easy.
plus Bronson Reed's going to Raw. You know, let him
Bobby
start another
Lashley,
feud.
I'm sick of seeing this finish. Oh my god, how many times have we seen someone hits a big move, throws him out of the ring, pins him? I feel
That's why triple threats suck.
Well, that's it. Yeah, they did the same exact the same sequence as War Games. Pretty much the same exact thing.
Yep.
Actually, no, it was the same exact thing.
Who was it? Was
That's
Seth
how Austin
Rollins?
That's how Austin Theory won. Yeah, Seth Rollins stomped Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
Theory came in throughout Seth Rollins and pinned him and took the title. Literally the same thing.
This Theory run it's not good.
No.
You know, someone on Twitter, and this is why I deleted Twitter, but sometimes I just go on without an account and I'm like, let me see what's going on. Someone listed everyone that Theory beat with this US title run, and they said, like, you know, Cena, Edge, Lashley, Rollins, Reed, all these different names. And the comment under it, lists all the names, and then he says, is this an all-time US title run? And I'm like, are you joking me?
Oh my god.
What are we doing here?
That's what they think. They think, oh, let's just feed him like these big names and let him get over. Yeah. No, you got to give him more than that. He's creator wrestler, like even to his name, Austin Theory. Like, dude, like how indie-rific can you be with that name?
Yeah.
Cut the Austin. Let's go back to Theory. Give him the cell phone. Like
I actually dug that more, to be honest with you.
It was something. I mean, here's a good question that I want to ask you guys. So it's May. He won the Money in the Bank. What was it, in June of last year? July. Or was July? Oh, it was the beginning of July, right?
Yeah, it was like around 4th of July, I believe.
Right, right. So not close to a year, but like 10 months in from when he won Money in the Bank to where we are now. Where do you think Theory would be if Vince was still around and he was still rocking this gimmick with the selfie stick and, you know, just being called Theory? Where would he be?
In the exact same spot.
Do you think so?
If Vince was still around?
Yeah.
I think he may be a little bit higher, dude.
And what? With what title? With what? How?
That's true. Yeah, because there was no title back then.
I don't know if it's necessarily the title rather than. I mean, I still think he would be in the U.S. title division, but I think he would be a much more prominent figure.
How much higher can he be?
That's a good point. There's definitely a limit to it.
Universal champion.
Yeah.
But
that's what it probably would have been at some point.
I think I feel like he would be a lot more of a character. Like you would see Theory in like these skits and, you know, the backstage stuff. And, you know, it would be like the same stuff that he was doing when Vince was around with the selfies and, you know, where's my egg? You know, all that kind of stuff. But I think that would allow him to kind of like go more up the card. I'm sorry. Austin Theory, the reinvention of him, making him more serious, it's worked to, you know, make him a more serious threat. Like the selfies weren't going to make him the top of the card. But what is he going to benefit out of by just wrestling 7-minute matches with Montez Ford, Chad Gable, guys like that it's not elevating him at all?
Yeah.
If anything, I'd rather him like, you know, go and do a backstage promo or something like that. I know it's petty to say, like, we were spending all this time like, oh, I wish we would see a more serious side of Austin Theory. But the way that they've gone about it, now it's kind of making you think, well, was the selfie stuff so bad to begin with?
Yeah, I don't think it was, and I think he's just too polished for he's just like I said, create a wrestler, like just I don't know.
Cena was right.
There's there's well, and that's part of it. That's part of what
care.
That's a big issue that I had with the Cena thing.
That he told the truth.
That he said the truth. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, because now you killed the kid.
He was just showing us what we already pretty much all knew.
Yeah, Vince would have had to cash in that bank successfully.
Probably.
I don't know. Not on Roman. So. Not on Roman. I mean,
we don't know this dude. We don't know what a Vince run company would look like right now.
Now, maybe pencil mustache Vince. Gomez McMahon might do it.
And the saddest part about that whole Cena feud, with that whole we don't care, no, all this. He's in the same spot. He beat John Cena. He's in the same exact spot.
Crickets, bro. Crickets.
It's insane.
They put him on a brand that has the most dominant champion in the world.
Yep.
Why would they do that? If the only way he's going to elevate is if they kept him on Raw. At least then he would have a chance at the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, I thought that last week. I thought Theory was on Raw. I was going to make that prediction that he loses the U.S. title here so that he can contend for the world title.
Nope.
And here he is on SmackDown. And obviously he's not touching Roman with a 50-foot pole. So now he's just going to have to sit there with the U.S. title. And I mean, who's even going to contend for LA Knight? We talked about last week.
Probably Solo too. That's another.
I'm riding solo. I'm riding solo.
You gotta put a belt on him at some point.
There's so many people you got to put belts on.
Well,
get a belt. You get a belt.
We're pushing that dude like crazy. So it's only a matter of time that he has some type of gold.
Remember that 1 week on SmackDown when he defended the North American NXT title?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So random.
And they took it away from him because he was moved up to the main roster.
What a great guy.
They should have kept it on him.
Yeah.
I think we talked a little bit too much about Theory.
Yeah, we got to move on from
moving on.
Too much.
We got. We talked about RHEA and ZELINA. Let's. We got a lot to talk about. So let's
get on with it. RHEA Ripley defeated ZELINA Vega in 7 minutes to retain the SmackDown Women's Championship. Another quick match. ZELINA, I think this was really just about the moment. Obviously, the entrance.
That's fine.
The flag, everything with that. That's really where it came.
It's
down
good.
To.
Again, if you could build a little bit more steam around it, it'd have been even cooler. But
yeah, more promos.
They're too much in the now. Like, okay, I got to do this now. They don't see in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The LWO definitely is a team that you need to just strap a rocket on. I mean, they've lost so many matches. Like, I'm hoping that they can capitalize off this momentum tomorrow on SmackDown or today, whenever you're listening, and just start giving them wins. Like, let LWO be the first team to challenge Sami and Kevin.
That'd be tight.
You need to at this point.
Well, but LWO's on SmackDown, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
they have to jump.
Tag titles. They can cross brand.
Yeah,
I know.
Whatever.
By the way, Roman was announced for SmackDown tomorrow, which is part one of my predictions.
Return after a month.
Oh my God! Here we
get ready for custom title for Roman. Announcement of SmackDown tag titles. Usos are not going to win those titles, and Roman is not going to be happy. Get ready.
You think so?
I think Roman's going to try to put himself in. in the world
That's
title.
what I was. That's what I
That
said
would
on
be
the Chick
good.
Foley
That
show.
would
He
be
is
good. I would
No,
love
that
it.
would be horrible.
no, he's gonna be in it.
Horrible.
I know it would be good. As in, oh my god, why are they doing this?
Because they said he could never challenge for it. What perfect opportunity for him to challenge for it.
Cutthroat's lighting up the chat box today. Vegas should have won, then dropped it next night at least. Dropping the ball. Yeah, I can see that. I think it's just they didn't. You don't want to lose RHEA's steam.
Yeah, you don't want to
Yeah.
halt that momentum. But fun match. Just a
Yeah, it was good.
moment. Now we get into the fun stuff.
Chambea. I don't know the words. Chambea. Yeah.
You see the video of that?
Oh,
Yeah, like the
man.
video.
Oh, yeah.
Flair's in it.
Yeah, he is.
He literally has wrestlers in all his videos. Like I forget what song it was. Stone Cold's in the video, beating dudes up, and then obviously Booker T. With Booker T in it. So
Bad Bunny's the fucking man.
I'm so happy he changed
Greatest-
the theme song. I
greatest
was so
celebrity
sick of hearing
wrestler.
that Booker T song.
Yeah,
I like the Booker T song though.
I like the
But
Booker
I like
T
this
song.
one more.
Me too.
Yeah, no, that
Good song.
crowd was freaking. That was a perfect song to walk out to
Mm-hmm.
because that crowd was freaking word for word,
Dude.
just into it. Just that dude's a superstar, dude.
So good.
Logan Paul, who? This dude's the greatest celebrity wrestler.
He really is.
He is, dude.
He is.
So is
He doesn't
it?
have
Are
to.
we
That's the
officially
crazy
saying
thing.
that Bad Bunny's the best celebrity
Yeah,
of all
I mean,
time?
and because I mean,
Star
look,
power, yes.
and star
yeah.
power. Yeah, I was about to say that. Yes,
He's
thank you.
killing everybody, even Roman in the
Yeah.
star power. He legit. If they had him face Roman in Puerto Rico, that he would have lost those titles.
I
It's
think
gonna happen.
no.
That would've
I think
happened.
that would have been
Guaranteed.
yeah, because Roman wouldn't be able to walk out alive.
No, he definitely.
Ric
yeah, no,
Flair,
not in Puerto Rico.
Ric Flair had to drop the world title in Puerto Rico, but then they're like, here it is, because like they kind of like backhanded it back to him. That's one
Yeah.
of his world title reigns that he technically got the title back, but it never counted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's where he gets the 20. He actually was 21-time world
Yeah,
champion.
he's 21 times.
But it's been one of those times. It's because of Puerto Rico, because they were like, "Dude, you're gonna die if you win this title." Like legit. So yeah, you're gonna drop the title. We'll just hand it back to you. Like nothing happened. Anyways, amazing match. Bad Bunny did everything. Dude, if I'm WWE, SummerSlam, Roman versus Bad Bunny. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Sure.
Let's
that
fucking go.
Just end it. He already hit his 1,000 days, pretty much. Just let Bad Bunny just run the
Dude.
show.
I don't know if I'd let him win. I don't know if I'd give him the titles, but dude,
I'm giving him the titles. And he's showing up at every award show with the titles.
well,
If
that's
I'm
not a bad
WWE,
idea.
I'm doing that. Dude, he's a legit A-list celebrity. He's like, he was at, someone like ran like a thing like of his schedule, like leading up to, he was at he headlined Coachella.
Met
The
Gala.
Yeah, the
and,
Met Gala he was at after that. And then Backlash.
Backlash.
Like the dude's, come on. Like,
I worked-
Grammy Award winner.
I worked at a Carpet Black plant all day. Can I? Can I get a title reign?
and to steal like some and to steal some stuff from Mark Henry on Busted Open. He was like, dude, like the thing about Bad Bunny is like he makes you feel. He makes you like, you know, like the just things he does in the ring. Like I'm not sure if he's doing it because he's legit tired, but like, you know, him taking like bumps and then him like, you know, climbing the ropes and like hanging on the ropes. So like he's not jumping up, like doing kip ups and like landing on his feet and like, you know, doing an eyebrow or nothing. He's just like literally like struggling throughout the whole match. If he's acting and he's good at storytelling, that makes him even greater.
He's an entertainer, you know. I mean,
And he knows how to play to a crowd. And
I like
Dude,
this
man.
too.
Yeah.
Coming in hot. I like this idea
Bad
too.
Bunny and Logan
yeah,
Paul.
that should happen.
Yeah,
because
that's
that's
a great idea.
legit.
It's gonna
beef.
happen.
That's
It
real
has
beef.
to.
That's like actual-
actually, I like that idea better. Good
It's
job.
actually
Victor.
real life. They might actually legit fight each other if that match actually happens because they have real.
Oh,
real
they have
heat with each
beef?
other. Yeah, with the so on Logan Paul's podcast like a while back, because in Puerto Rico, because of the like the property tax laws that they have
that's
over
right.
there. So the Pauls are over there buying up some land, and I guess they got like kind of hit with like hey, you guys can't be doing that. It's against the law, blah blah blah. But then he kind of called out Bad Bunny. He was like, well, Bad Bunny bought a bunch of land out here, and they're not going after him. So like then they had like kind of like a thing going back and forth. So that's more like political.
Bad Bunny's from there.
No, I know, but then they're like, "You can do it. How come we can't do it?"
What a bunch of
It's
dumbasses.
it's a part of America. We should be able to do it. We're citizens
Yeah,
of
but
it.
it's still it's still its own country.
Yeah, I know. That's what they're.
I know.
like.
I'm just saying that they're idiots. But okay.
That's what they're saying. But yeah, I mean, yeah, dude, I don't know, man. A lot of people have been giving Bad Bunny praise. We also have to give Damian Priest praise.
I was just about to
Good
say.
idea. Yes,
We have to. We definitely. I mean, maybe
Damian Priest. He did.
I don't want to say
great.
more than Bad Bunny, but equal. He was great in that match too.
No, he was great. He played his role. I think the way I don't know who's the producer of this match, but the way it was laid out was perfect. Like,
yeah, the knee,
and not just because of the run-ins and all that stuff. Like
Yeah.
that was cool, but like just like the little things, like where at first like Damian Priest refused to use any weapons. It was just like no, I don't need no weapons. I'm the big bad wrestler. You're just the performer.
yeah.
Like I don't need that to beat you. Man, it was really good, really good.
Yeah, like the knee spot towards the end of the match, like when he's like working the knee and stuff like that, and really playing up the fact that like his knee was messed up. That was
Yep. And he sold it on Raw too, which was brilliant.
Walking out there with a limp.
Yeah.
That's selling the knee.
That's
telling you, Priest, man.
That's a pro fucking wrestler right there.
Yeah,
there was some moments where he was selling that knee that he was like looking over to the ref. Like I genuinely thought like he hurt himself.
Yeah.
Like that's how good it was. And we give him, I feel like he's the tavern's least favorite WWE wrestler just because of all the people that shit on him.
It's just a clap thing. Just get rid of the clap thing and it's fine.
It's a clap. Bunny did the clap.
Yeah. We got the clap.
See, that's the funny thing about Bad Bunny and Damian Priest wrestling is that like Bad Bunny trained with Damian Priest for the WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
So like his whole arsenal is just Damian Priest.
Good point. That's funny. But but that gives intrigue to the match a little bit, if you're talking kayfabe, like, hey, he's the one that trained me, like, and they've done this all the time, teacher versus student. Go back to Gentleman Chris Adams versus Steve Austin, way back in WCCW. They did it there.
Zabisco
and yes, thank you, and San Martino. Yeah. So that's what this is. This is a pro wrestling. It's a great pro wrestling angle.
Yeah,
it really is.
Just go back to the knee thing, just like Anthony said with the him looking at the referee when he had his leg around the turnbuckle and he was like bending his knee and hitting his knee and stuff like that, and then Bad Bunny like gets into the ring, and then the referee like comes down to Priest. He's like, "You okay?" And he's just like, I can't," or something like that. He's like, I was like, "Holy shit, his knee!" Like he's like, I can't move it. I was like, "Is this actually knee?" Like,
that's the exact moment it was for me. I was like, he's hurt. There's no
that
way.
Camera's like up close to him, and he was just like, I can't. Like he looked serious.
Expressions, everything. He nailed it. Such a good performance from Damian Priest. And now there's rumors that the higher ups, Triple H and management and everyone are viewing him as like a top star on Raw.
Of course. I mean, you have to. Like, I mean, like the eyes you've just brought to WWE, not only for having the Bad Bunny match, but like having a great performance, and then on top of that, like doing the JOB, baby. Come on, like that's what it's all about.
He's always been good. He's just never gotten like that proper run. I feel like he had the weird, Inner Demons gimmick for a while when he was US champion. Even that run, he was doing some good matches with Sheamus and Riddle and all these different guys. Jeff Hardy, he had some good matches.
NXT, he was great too, man. Like
NXT, he was North American champ.
I will have to say this too, and like I haven't mentioned this in quite a while, but because I've actually had this thought for a while, or this feeling, should I say, and that's I really do think now like Judgment Day is firing on all cylinders. finally, I was a big critic of him, and like now I think, and I think since like the Royal Rumble, to be honest with you, that's how far back I'm going. Like it's been good since then. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
so like I'm finally down with Judgment Day. Like they're finally hitting like it's like they're hitting where they need to be right now, because they're moved away from the spooky stuff, which I'm glad they did. It's just like they're just a badass group of a collective people, that just have each other's back. They're kind of like the Pod Foundation, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. They're like,
Once Dom kind of came into his own, not when he joined, but I feel like once he started showing that swagger to him, like even the Royal Rumble when he's ripping the mask, but he can't,
couldn't really
mask.
rip it.
That's really when I think they started clicking. Like everyone, once that vibe changed, I think that.
I mean, every member is doing something fantastic right now.
I was literally about to say that. Yeah, the best thing they did was keep Judgment Day as a collective, but have them do their own thing.
Right.
Like they're all doing their own storylines. They're all like they're not always together all the time, which definitely helps. So when they are together, you're like, holy shit, I forgot they're it's a Judgment Day. It's like freaking like Wu-Tang. Like Wu-Tang came in as a group, and then they all split off and did their own solo projects. And when it's time, you come back together.
Oh, baby, I like it. Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they're doing. I love
and
it.
How
man.
crazy is it that this is a group that when Triple H got into power, we were like, oh, thank God we could just end this Judgment Day shit and just get back to normal with Finn Balor at the Demon and Damian Priest doing his own thing. And now here we are with probably the best iteration of the Judgment Day. Even though I like Edge, I like Edge.
You like Edge?
I miss the Edge days. I was just thinking about that.
Nah, this is better than Edge days.
It is.
Yeah.
But it was fun with Edge.
Good job. Booking yourself out of a hole there.
Before we move on to the next match, how do you not mention fucking Carlito?
Spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
You know what cool is? You're looking at it.
So awesome. Look great, obviously.
God.
What a pop.
Sign him.
Yeah.
Sign him now. What are you doing? Why is there even like a discussion? Like, why is there like bring him back? You should say, like, look, get on this plane to Jacksonville. Come to
Get him
Raw.
on a Legends deal, dude. So
Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Carlito.
Yes.
Carlito figures.
This is what we were saying at the Rumble in 2021 during the pandemic. We were like, why? He showed up on that Raw after, and we were like, why is he not signed? And then everyone forgot about him. And now he's back with a crowd, huge pop, probably one of the biggest pops of the year with Carlito.
Yeah, that was huge.
I mean, that really just goes to show you this Puerto Rico crowd. Like, with all due respect, Carlito's always been just a mid-card guy. Like, he was never like, a world champion. He was never like top. He was
on like the store. Like they were pushing him to be like
he was in the progression. Like
they were pushing him, but he was never world champ.
No, he was
right?
No, he never got the title.
Never WWE champ. They popped like fucking Stone Cold and The Rock both hand in hand strolled down to the ring
as they should have.
I mean, his dad did start the Puerto Rican territory.
Well, that's a good point. But like, regardless, like, insane. And then, of course, Tio Savio comes out. That's what they were chatting about.
Savio Vega. Okay, it's Savio Vega.
If you're in Puerto Rico, it's Tio Savio. But
it's Tio Savio.
All right.
And then we had with the chops,
I'm not
dude.
Puerto Rican, so it's Savio Vega.
Neither am I. I don't know if you could tell. I am not Puerto Rican. But huge pop for Savio Vega.
With the kick with his signature moves.
Yeah, got some action going. Quang was going crazy out
there. Quang announced. Hey, and you know what? One thing I like kind of like popped me too. So he was in the Attitude Era. Obviously, he was in the Nation and all this stuff. But the fact that he was wearing an LWO shirt is like, damn, that's pretty cool.
Carlito awesome. Too.
Yeah. But
Carlito,
but like Savio was like in that era where LWO was on the other channel. So it was pretty cool for sure.
Yeah.
Man, it was Everything about this was just fucking awesome.
Damn. Yeah.
And he hit
I
that
just
Canadian
love it.
Destroyer. Protecting the Canadian Destroyer is Bad Bunny. Saved it for the finish.
Bunny Destroyer.
The Bunny Destroyer.
Yes.
I think it's officially time that you rename that move.
Yeah, it's called the Bunny Destroyer.
Well, that's what it's called. Well, that's what at least when Bad Bunny does it, it's called that.
Well,
But or the Puerto Rican Destroyer.
Puerto Rican Destroyer. That's true.
Yeah.
So just a fantastic match. Looking forward to seeing Bad Bunny versus Roman at SummerSlam. But until then, we're gonna move on to the next match. So after the Bad Bunny match, I'm thinking to myself, all right, we just got the main event. Cody and Brock probably gonna tear down the house. And then I was like, oh my god, there's still a 6-man tag team match.
Yep.
The Bloodline defeated Riddle, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I did not care whatsoever about this match. This was a 25 or 22-minute break for me. I watched the ending of the match, so the last 5 minutes.
I thought it was actually good.
They shot themselves in the foot by putting. I know that there wasn't really much else for them to put them on this card, but awful
Afterwards,
positioning. Like burnt out after Bad Bunny,
right.
getting ready for Cody and Brock.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm just talking about the match itself with the story.
Yeah,
I thought it was good.
Starting to get stale, man.
I just couldn't.
Bloodline story starting to.
It's good that Roman's
a
coming
little bit.
back when he is, because if they waited another week to give us Roman,
it just proves that why Jey Uso can't win the title. I mean,
why Jey Uso can win the title?
Cannot.
Can't. Of course. Who thinks Jey Uso can win the world title? I want them to get on the RAWDOWN so we can just shoot them down. Because
There's a lot of people that do.
Yeah,
I think he should be the one.
Like I don't understand why people think that he's the guy.
Because
There's
it started with him.
yes. But it's not a world title story.
Gold jacket, green jacket, who gives a shit?
He did face him before for the title when he had the Universal title, so they had a few matches there. It's full circle, I guess. Maybe that's what they're going with, but I don't know.
Got to go straight shoot on these people who are talking about Jey Uso.
Hey, Mattel's doing a Ultimate Edition Usos, and it's Jey Uso and Jey Uso, and
2 Jey Usos. Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, I don't get how they do that, man.
At first, I heard it, I was like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." Then I saw the picture, I was like, "Whoa, that's 2 Jey Usos."
Yep. But yeah, I'm hoping that Roman coming back definitely sparks up this feud. Story with the Bloodline probably will. I think they tried as much as they could with having Solo be that guy.
Yeah.
That catalyst in the story, but it was all right.
It's fine. It was fine.
Good story.
Moving on.
And, moving on. Cody Rhodes defeats Brock Lesnar in 9 minutes in the main event of this match. Brock locks in the Kimura lock. Cody rolls him up. 1, 2, 3. Brock bleeding the hard way in this match.
Yeah. Black eye. Cody did a number on the guy, huh?
Look at this face!
Look at his face! Look at his face! Look at his face! Look at it! Look at his face! Look at my face!
So what I want to hear what you guys think of this match, because mixed thoughts from me, but I want to hear what you guys are thinking.
Well, it seems like they cut it short because of the
time,
the hard way.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true.
True.
Which is bullshit.
Yeah, this is bullshit.
But that's WWE for you. I don't know. I have a mixed emotions about it. I feel like Cody needed to take the L here. I really do, and I know we all predicted that.
Absolutely.
It kind of helped you in some way. It helped protect him, going into this world heavyweight title run because if he loses, then why is Brock going to come out and attack him?
Yeah.
So who's going to do that? So I could see why they did it. But again, that's like short term. You got to think of the big picture here, you know? Think big picture here.
Like my question is, what do you do now at Night of Champions?
They have another match.
Yeah, they have
Right,
another match.
That's what I mean. You have another match, but like, what's the finish?
It's not a match; it's a fight.
Yeah,
It's probably gonna be
Fight.
it's gonna be like an unsanctioned match or
You
something.
want to fight? Put
think.
your
Right, but-
dukes up, pal.
So does Brock win here? So now we're 50-50, and
Yeah,
now there's
probably.
a third match. Like what?
I think they're going for a trilogy.
Yeah, I think this is going to end up at SummerSlam.
Yeah, SummerSlam
Things
or
happen
Money in
way
the
too
Bank or
quick.
something.
I think Cody takes the dubs again.
Yeah,
At least early prediction, and then Brock will cost him at Money in the Bank.
yeah, something like that.
Brock's
but-
going to continually just
Win and cost. Win and cost.
Well, hey, that's WWE, baby.
That's WWE. True.
You gotta think it's slim pickings, right? For Cody on Raw. Like who does he feud with? Like what formidable opponent?
Cody?
there besides like a Finn Balor
Gunther. That would be a great feud.
Yeah.
for the Intercontinental Championship though?
Sure.
Or it didn't even have to be.
No, give Cody the IC title.
Oh, whoa.
Well, for a little bit.
Ooh.
You need stuff for Cody to
Ooh.
do. Woo! You need stuff for Cody to do from now until WrestleMania 40. Give him the IC title for a little bit.
Ooh.
Have him do. Here's what you do with Cody. All right. Have him
Sounds
win
like
the IC title and do the John Cena Open Challenge every week, so that he gets those defenses in, and it's just in time when you get tired of him, so he can lose it to somebody else.
It won't be called the John Cena Open. It won't be called the Open Challenge. It's going to be called the Stardust Showdown, baby.
Hey, look in the fan is J-Bone. A winner is you.
Oops, losing the title, pal. Yeah, no, it's gonna be that's gonna be bad. That's gonna be bad news.
Keep him far away from the mid card.
Yeah, like just
He can't be anywhere near the mid card. He has to stay at the
Gunther
top.
has to lose the title first. He's got to lose the title.
Yeah, and then you can have those matches with Gunther. Yeah,
Let
Okay.
Omos take the title off of Gunther.
you cannot. Yeah, you can't put Cody in any position where he's facing for the any mid card things. He has to be in the top spot at all times. So Brock's a perfect person.
This is what
be-
as soon as he wins the title, this is what we're going to see the next week.
Yeah, that's exactly. If he wins the
Start-
IC title,
Stardust, baby.
cartwheel, and then
Yeah.
that's exactly gonna happen.
The peekaboo. He's going to
Yeah,
do the peekaboo.
So maybe he, after Night of Champions is what maybe he wins. So I'm hoping this happens. So maybe he wins again at Night of Champions. Then he declares himself as a participant in Money in the Bank. And then as he's going up the ladder, we'll run it back like Ali.
Oh God!
And then fucking Brock comes out.
Great impression of Brock's music.
I can't even do it. He's kind of comes running down. F5 off the ladder. Then SummerSlam, you have your he's like running around the ring.
Someone's got to make an edit of that. Of Ali goes for the Money in the Bank, and then Brock comes running out to.
And then Cody runs away. It's like with his feet turned to wheels. But yeah, I don't know. They have to book it in a way where I'm with J-Bone. They have to book it in a way where he gets screwed at Money in the Bank by Brock Lesnar. That's because there's no one else. There's no like you said. There's Gunther obviously, but who
There's
else?
no one left.
Hear me out.
Yeah, like maybe you could feud with Damian Priest or like at the Judgment Day, I guess.
They are
Because
on
of Finn Balor, because they have that
yeah.
history of Finn Balor, and I don't know.
You can do that. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, you can
Judgment
do
Day
that.
and yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
And who comes to his aid?
Battle
Comes to
of the
Cody's
Bullet
aid.
Club leaders.
True.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yep.
They did offer him a spot in Judgment Day. Maybe they revisit that. You know,
That's it. That's it. He joins Judgment Day. Let's do it.
He wears all purple instead of
Give him the black hair. Remember when he
goes back to black hair, dude?
Yeah.
Oh,
That'd be
jet
sick.
black hair.
He
No
gets
more-
the Judgment Day wings on the other side of his leg.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he just gets them on his lower back.
or he just adds wings, so like the tattoos to hair now.
Oh, there we
back
go.
is actually-
Just imagine those promos, you know? He's got the microphone, he's just talking, and he goes, and the Judgment Day will arrive. Biting the lip. Come on.
Nah,
Hear me out.
I'm hoping at some point we get Randy
What do you
comes
want
back
to talk about?
and then they feud. Hopefully Randy comes back and they can feud by SummerSlam or something.
Good
That's what I'm
call.
hoping.
Good call. Orton versus Cody would be good.
Yeah.
Would like to see
Teacher
it.
versus
Oh,
student.
yeah.
Another
Versus student.
another teacher versus student moment.
T versus S, babe. Let's
T
do it.
versus S. S versus T. Any other thoughts on Brock and Cody? Overall, I just thought it was a fun match, but I still just think Cody should be taking some losses here. I don't know. Maybe that's the thing is like, you know, I feel like he should have lost here. He should have, at Night of Champions, you do a rematch where Cody wins just by the skin of his teeth. Maybe do the finish here. At Money in the Bank, that's where Brock costs him the briefcase. And then you have the blow-off match at SummerSlam. I feel like they're doing this in a weird reverse order, and I don't understand it. But what do I know? Not a lot.
You don't know a lot.
I don't know much. I know stuff from 2009 on. That if you want wrestling info on that, I got you covered.
Good. That was my beers and babes era.
Dang, dude.
2009, I was dropping like it's hot, baby.
Jesus Christ.
Jeez.
So overall, what do you give a grade rating, a letter grade rating for Backlash?
See, that's tough. If I'm just looking at it as is, without, or you know, just with how that crowd was, I'll give it a B minus.
B minus, okay. Marco,
Man. I'll go B minus as well. I was gonna go C, but like that crowd saved it, I think. That crowd made
100%.
made the whole show. Like that crowd wasn't the way it was. It definitely would have.
It'd probably be a C minus.
Yeah, probably.
B minus for me too, but the crowd definitely brings it up to a B.
Here we go.
Hey, whoa. Nothing wrong with a B, all right? It's like around an 80% on a test. Yeah, I'll give it a B minus as well. B minus across the board for Backlash. B for Backlash. Let's move on to another topic, hot topic as of late, and that is the World Heavyweight Championship Tournament.
Yeah.
It was announced on Sunday evening. All 12 participants. Jesus Christ, I'm coughing a lot tonight.
You okay,
All
buddy?
12 participants in the World Championship Tournament. Let me see if I can name them off the top of my head. Here we go. We have on the Raw side, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Damian Priest, The Miz, and Shinsuke Nakamura.
Good
And on the
job.
SmackDown side, we have AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio, Edge, Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley, and Sheamus. Boom.
Whoa, what a great guy.
That's what a 21-year-old brain does for you.
Hmm.
You remember some things every now and
Sounds
then.
like you need to do more drugs.
Jesus. Marco, just
drugs. Hey, one time I was at a Pritchard show.
oh God.
And
One
JB
time I was never goes right. When J1 says one time.
I went to a Pritchard show one time, Bruce Pritchard,
Oh my god.
and JBL literally had the crowd chanting, "Drugs."
That's funny.
So the first round, the Raw side of things happened on obviously Monday Night Raw. Triple threat: Seth defeated Shinsuke and The Miz. Finn Balor defeated Cody Rhodes with help from Brock, and the other guy, Miz. Oh yeah, Miz. Sorry. And then Seth defeated Finn Balor to advance into the final matchup at Night of Champions, as we all kind of predicted. What are your thoughts on the Raw side of the bracket? Good matches. Are you happy that Seth won? Are you surprised that Finn also got far? Marco, we can start with you on this one.
Yeah, I was kind of upset that Finn isn't part of it. I wish they, added a few more people and kind of had like maybe a semifinals, or, kind of figured out a way to get him further along in it. But yeah, other than that, I mean, the matches are great. Obviously the Cody thing was kind of predictable, because he didn't seem like obviously he was interested in a world title, but we know the real title that he's looking for, and that's Roman's title. So yeah, I don't think he was gonna win at that point. He might down the line maybe win the world heavyweight. Who knows? I mean, that's plans change, pal. So that could possibly happen, but not his time now. But other than that, yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. Match with Seth and Finn was awesome, as always. I mean,
that's awesome.
Them too.
That's awesome. J-Bone.
So, I've heard the criticism, like why is SmackDown involved in this, and then yada yada yada. I actually honestly don't really have a problem with it, because I mean you're trying to crown a world heavyweight champion, right?
Yep.
So you want the best of the best. So yeah, pull from another
sense.
brand. But here's the problem though: is they're due to their past history with brand splits, they open themselves up with criticism here.
Yep.
So
they shot themselves in the foot.
But so I don't really have a problem, but because I mean the world heavyweight champion at the end of the day is going to be on Raw. People are like, oh, here we go. He's going to be on SmackDown.
No,
we're going to have 2 world champions. No, that's not happening. Yeah, Triple H already said this title is going to be exclusive to Raw.
He will stay there.
He'll stay there. So all that means if the SmackDown person wins, they're coming to Raw. Like they're going to be a part of the Raw roster now. Yep. There's nothing wrong with that. But they open themselves up for criticism. Yep. I don't like the triple threat option, and I also don't like how we already know the Raw side of the winner. Like, drag it out a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or even do that. You could have done that for Night of Champions. Like that'd have been fun.
Yeah.
True.
Book it like that. You could have qualifying matches to see who gets in these triple threat matches, and then you have, okay, we're going to do these 2 triple threat matches or 4 triple threat matches. Then we'll do the semifinals and then the finals. Like that. That's 3 matches. You can bang them out real quick. No big deal.
Yeah.
So, it's just a little bit of a wonky way to book it. But as far as having people from SmackDown, I don't have a problem with it. The matches were fine, very predictable. I think everybody kind of saw that Seth was going to be the one to come out of the Raw side. SmackDown one side is probably a little bit up in the air a little bit. I think you got a couple options, really. And Tyson just said, he wants Edge to win the World Heavyweight Championship.
I only see, I see 2 options.
I see 3. You can do Edge, you could do Ray, or you could do because Ray's hot right now. He's on fire. Or you could do AJ, returning AJ.
And they're all in the same triple threat, which is
are they?
Yes, you can't do that. Yeah, so
I wasn't sure who.
Well, no, you can advance one of them. Obviously.
Oh yeah. No, it's not gonna be Ray. I had Ray out of that. I had either AJ or Edge.
So Shane, the other one's Sheamus, Theory, and who else? Lashley. Yeah. It's gonna be whoever wins that triple threat.
Yeah.
See, again, why would you book it like that?
Right.
Come on, man.
Why didn't you just do I don't know,
Or even
why they
do a
didn't
regular tournament.
tournament. Because like NXT right now also is running a tournament,
So
8-woman. So you don't want to run the exact
nobody
same
watches that
angle.
shit. So.
Well,
Yeah, you could have did like this week, then next week continue the tournament, and then you have your 2 winners cutting their promos for the week of, which is the 27th. You could have. They definitely could have spread this out over 2 weeks.
you've got 6 guys on Raw already that are involved in this tournament. Even if you just throw in 2 other names, like right then and there, you have
spread it out.
You have an 8-man tournament. I mean, throw in Bronson Reed and
Gunther.
Jinder Mahal.
Well, fuck it. Jinder Mahal.
There's your 8-man tournament.
Throw in Fufu Shma Shma. Who cares?
Fufu Shma Shma and Orange Pickles. But, I don't mind the whole SmackDown thing because of these matches that we're getting. I mean, in 2023, we are going to see AJ Styles versus Edge versus Rey Mysterio in a triple threat.
That's pretty tight.
That's crazy.
That's pretty nuts, which means it's not going to happen. There's going to be something there. Excuse me.
What do you mean?
Something about Edge wrestling on SmackDown. It doesn't seem right to me.
He got drafted to SmackDown.
Sorry, Tyson. And there goes Tyson. He's out of here.
And there he goes.
He's
back. He's gone.
He's not a free agent. He got drafted to SmackDown.
No. I'm saying just the idea of him wrestling on SmackDown twice. He would have to wrestle twice, mind you.
Yeah.
Something about that is it seems off.
What's his last run?
Okay. If Edge does win here on SmackDown, which I think he is, I think he's going to.
I think he's going to win.
I do think Seth is going to overall win this title, and I'll tell you why, especially if he put him against Edge. Edge already won the feud, Seth versus Edge. I feel like if you have Edge win again in Saudi Arabia, I feel like they would kind of use this as an opportunity for like Seth to avenge his feud. As dumb as it sounds, but that's kind of the thought process there. I do want to see Edge win the title. I feel like everyone wants to see Edge win the title, and he really should win the title. But something about Edge being in this is very strange.
So I feel like it's opposite. I feel like people want Rollins to win the title, not so much Edge.
Now that Edge is involved in this, I'm not too sure. I would honestly say people would want to see Edge, AJ Styles, and Rey Mysterio win the title, if not equal to, maybe a little bit more than Seth, just because they're beloved names. Like Rey's hot right now. Edge is a legend, and
that Rey Mysterio, he's so hot right now.
Well, guess what happened? We all thought someone was going to win at WrestleMania, and guess who didn't win?
Whoa!
So you can't really go with that theory.
Yeah.
People thought he was a shoo-in to beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Literally, everyone thought he was winning.
Yeah,
and that could be the same for Seth. I mean, they could be pulling the same thing for Night of Champions. You never know.
So, are we all thinking that Edge is gonna come out on the SmackDown side?
I'm kind of thinking so. I mean, what else is he gonna do right now? Like, what do you have for him? And not to mention, we all know who books Night of Champions. It's not Vince. It's not Paul Levesque. It's the Prince.
Yeah.
The Prince. And I don't mean from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Don't have to be rich.
Not that
yeah, so I think it's going to be Edge versus Rollins. Plus, there's a history there, and they have they faced off since Edge came back? I can't remember. Yes, they have. They had a big, huge feud. What am I talking about? Yeah.
Oh,
did they?
Yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah.
I thought you meant like recently, like
no,
cut his hair.
And they faced off in Saudi Arabia.
That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
that's what I was just saying. Yeah, the history that they had.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with Edge.
Right.
Fuck it.
I'm at the point where I want Edge to win this title, but I feel
I'm
like
getting there.
I feel like it's gonna be Seth, and it's like, why would you put? See, that's another thing with this. Edge is a Hall of Famer. Everyone loves Edge, and he's at the end of his run. Why are you putting Seth now in a position where people could turn against him to support Edge?
By the way, not everybody loves Edge. Teddy Long. He don't
Teddy
like
Long, yeah, he didn't like Edge too much.
because he's gonna go 1-on-1 with the Undertaker.
But do you know what I mean? Like, why would you put him in a situation where it's like people could possibly not cheer for Seth now to win the title? Like, he's had the full support all along, and now that you're going to put him against another fan favorite, the hell are we doing here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Stupid. It makes me think maybe Theory might win this on the SmackDown
God.
side.
Yeah. I don't know. It's the way I have it booked is not. It's not great. But
Not a big fan. Could have been done better, but we're gonna get the world title, so
I'd rather have done a battle royal for the world title. Just kidding. Actually, you know, just if you were to have all these competitors, just do a big ass ladder match.
Yeah. Fuck it.
You know?
TLC.
Yeah. How many matches did they have? Do you know?
I think three.
Did they face each other
trilogy.
twice only?
No, they did a trilogy.
SummerSlam, SmackDown, and Crown Jewel.
What was it?
That's
Oh, yeah,
whenever
they did
you
match at SummerSlam. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was like one of the worst SummerSlams of all time.
Yeah. Not too
Yeah, that's right.
off
Not too
there.
good. That was at the not Thunderdome, Raider Stadium, Las Vegas.
Yes. That's like right when it opened, right?
That's right.
Yeah, I was like right around then. Yeah.
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 All right. Anything else that we have to talk about? Or is that pretty much it?
What do you
Becky
guys want
Lynch,
to talk
the
about?
return.
Man,
Becky Lynch is back.
she looked like she lost way too much weight, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife was saying that too. There's something
I'm happy she's
off
back.
about
She doesn't look, she
Yeah.
looks off. She looks off.
yeah.
I hate to criticize. Like I'm definitely not one to body shame, but
When do you think
I'm not
this
trying to
match
body
is
shame.
happening? I mean, are they gonna do this at Night of Champions? Are they
Probably
gonna-
so. I don't
I think
know.
you can stretch this to SummerSlam. I mean, this is a SummerSlam match.
Yeah, I'm not about this.
Yeah, I don't get it.
How have you been feeling about Trish as a heel?
I don't care just as long as Trish is on my TV.
It's definitely different. I mean, like the stuff that she was doing on Monday with the missing flyers, you know, talking to Kevin Patrick, like you don't really see this type of stuff from
Shiny happy people.
That's a
Jolly
throwback.
happy people.
KP baby. You don't really see that from like a legend, you know, kind of acting this way. So
Yeah,
Pretty
she's
cool.
fun. Yeah, it's cool. It's good.
it reminds me, like, weird comparison. It reminds me of Edge doing Judgment Day in that it's not something that you would see from like a Hall of Famer, like
Yeah.
doing something so outlandish and like off from just doing like the nostalgia act stuff, which is cool. Like, you know, kind of reinventing yourself even at, you know, not past your prime, but like past, you know, like your active years, you know, still trying stuff different. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably Night of Champions for this. Becky versus Trish. And I mean, it'll be a good match. Just have to
Yeah. I'm not-
boost up
yeah.
the story now that Becky is back. I'm sure
This
we'll
is
get a
weird.
few good
It's-
promos.
It's weird. It's just like a weird situation for some reason. Like I'm with J-Bone. It like something seems off about that.
I wish they would have kept her off of TV a little bit longer too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you really want to sell that whole Becky is missing thing, and it's like it's been less than a month.
Yeah, the crowd reaction wasn't there.
Gave her the CM Punk treatment. Punk leaves WWE, and he's back next week.
Yeah.
Like Mussolini.
Don't worry, he'll be back on your TV screens
Oh,
very, very shortly.
Punk versus Joe, baby.
Like Mussolini.
So good. Shout out to AEW. Great show yesterday. Yesterday.
I've been
Yeah,
killing it.
great.
Man. They've
That's
been
really
killing
good.
it.
They're killing it, baby.
Yep.
But check out the wrap up and the flagship if you want to hear more about that show.
Yes.
But with all that out of the way, I think we're gonna wrap up this show.
Oh, are we? Is that it? That's
Yeah,
all
let's
we
do
got?
it.
All right.
Hey, yo.
Thank you for watching and or listening to another edition of the Raw Down. Marco, talk to us. New episode of the Chick Foley Show dropped.
Yeah.
Let's hear about it.
New episode out right now on all your DSPs, as they like to say, your digital
DSPs.
streaming platforms.
A PSP? I never had
Yeah,
a PSP. I wish I did.
They weren't that great.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that good.
PSP was great if you were like a kid.
Right.
If you were a kid and you got a PSP, that was pretty freaking cool.
There was a whole storyline. Well, not storyline, but there was a whole thing about PSP because it could access the internet.
Oh yeah.
And, what do young boys do when you can access the internet on a device?
Because I'm PSP. I'm dynamite.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
go directly to your favorite site. We'll say.
The only time I ever played a PSP,
Oh boy.
I was in third
One
grade.
hand, did you have one hand or two hands?
I was in third grade.
Oh,
My
no.
friend at the time, Michael, his brother,
Shout out to
brought his
Michael.
PSP to school that day. PSP. He had SmackDown versus Raw 2008. I
Awesome.
played John Cena versus Triple H. It was the greatest experience of my life. Never got a PSP though. Wish I did.
He didn't need to go to one of those sites.
Yeah, we
Got the thrill I needed off of that.
oh boy. Yeah, we got the we talk obviously Backlash. Main topic is the RIP, the rest in peace to the WCW.
Tell me a lie. Say that you won't go.
Yeah, shout out
As
to
a
the Major Bros. They put that video over.
Yeah,
the
they did.
Chick Foley Show video. I think that skyrocketed.
Twitter
Crazy.
and on Instagram.
Yeah. But we talk about that. We give our thoughts, on why it didn't get funded, on, what we think is next for Mattel and all of this. And it's
going
it's a
down.
tough time. It's a
They're
big
over
blow
with.
to the collectors out there. And yeah, this is a big one. This might change the course of collecting as you know it, I think, for WWE. and
Sell
Mattel.
the figs. It's time to pack them up. Get them the fuck out of here. Let's go.
Who are you talking about getting out of here? You
I'm
talking
just
about,
kidding.
I was like, geez,
I'm just kidding.
you can't fire people over this, but yeah, definitely go and listen to it. Obviously, chickfoley.com. Join the group. We just started our picks league.
Yeah, and I'm doing good and got a hot start on that, baby.
Yeah, everyone's at a good pace right now. We'll see if we can keep the momentum going. But yeah, big prize on the line. So
Big
that's pretty much it.
Big prize. J-Bone, tell us about coming down the aisle.
You can head over to Coming Down the Aisle at comingdowntheaislepod.com. This week we've got pretty cool guests, actually. We always have cool guests, but it's a little bit different. I got a real life news reporter on the show this week, Mr. Scott Johnson out of WJXT,
WABC.
over there in Jacksonville, Florida. He's just started so his news station actually has asked him to start a podcast. So it's called Going Ringside with the local station. And
Oh, I do know him.
yeah.
Wow, good call.
He's a
guy.
great guy. He's really cool.
I don't know him like personally, but he makes a lot of great content.
Like, yeah, I
Yes,
do know
he does.
him.
Yeah. He had Mark Merrill on a couple weeks ago. Ken Shamrock, and this week he actually goes in depth on the Chris Benoit and Chris Benoit issue, the murder suicide thing, which is cool. It's a good look because, like, he is a legit reporter, so he has a lot of access to things that people dipshits like me don't know. I'll just go, I don't like that. No, he's a great dude. So check that out. This week we watched Goldberg versus Hollywood Hogan, baby, the Georgia Dome.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. Very, very kind of newsworthy because Goldberg, of course, could be involved in some things. And also you have, the AEW stuff, Wembley Stadium. That's people are kind of comparing that show with this one a little bit to see what would have happened with the ticket buys. So Scott's a great guy, so check it out. Coming down the aislepod.com. It'll drop tomorrow morning. And also this past week, Miles and I, we did our list. We did top 10 Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson matches.
Nice.
We smelled what The Rock was cooking this week.
A lot of great stuff happening at the Pod Foundation. Make sure that you follow everyone. Extra Cooler, Chick Foley, Coming Down the Aisle, Turnbuckle Tavern. Everyone's got such good stuff. Make sure that you support everyone.
Good shit.
But until then, folks, if you liked what you heard, and I know that you did, make sure that you head on over to turnbuckletavern.com to join our community, listen to the podcast, watch the videos on YouTube or the VODs on Twitch. And follow us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Discord, TikTok. We are everywhere. So many ways to join our community. Give us your money at prowrestlingtees.com/tavern, where you can get a t-shirt. Pretty much everyone here at the tavern. Everyone's got a design. Unique, crisp, nice, creative. Polyester shirt. I don't know if they're polyester, but just nice shirts overall. Make sure that you buy one. Support the tavern. And if you don't like these designs, which I don't know why you wouldn't, head on over to Teespring, where you can get even more designs. Turnbuckletavern.com will send you there. The RAWDOWN logo. Even though we're past Backlash, I guess.
Well, I'm Mr. Backlash. So.
Yeah, I guess J-Bone's going to be buying that Mr. Backlash shirt to celebrate. Stickers and mugs and everything that you could possibly want is at your disposal at Teespring. And finally, call the tavern. 304-404-2004 is the number to call to hear your message played. Let us know what you thought of Backlash. Let us know what you thought of today's episode. I'm sure Tyson will be delivering a very positive phone call this week, letting us know that he's happy to be back listening to the RAWDOWN. But regardless, send us a voicemail and let us know what you thought of the show, because your criticism or your positivity goes a long way in helping us grow this show. So 304-404-2004 is the number to call. Once again, that's 304-404-2004. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of the RAWDOWN. J-Bone is still your RAWDOWN champion.
That I am.
With that shitty cruiserweight title. It's a nice title. Never mind.
Great title.
Rude. Thanks for watching or listening. We'll see you next week. But until then, as always,
life sucks, and then you die.